Hi everybody, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. I've got a special video for you today. I'm here with Sam from Dua Fragrances, so we're going to give him an interview and see what he's got to say.
Stay tuned to FM.
So I'd just like to start by welcoming Sam to London. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
Enjoying London?
Very, very much. I love London. I think I want to move here now.
Yeah?
Oh yeah,
really?
absolutely. I love it.
I think most people in the UK would think they want to move to LA, but you're saying you want to move to London.
I love London. My wife has a lot of family here, so she's been telling me that. Can we move to London?
By the way, this is our microphone. It's a custom-made microphone in the style of a bottle of Fortune from Dua Fragrances. If you've not tried Fortune, you've got to try it. A fantastic interpretation of
Thank you.
Naxos.
Naxos.
Pretty much identical as far as I'm concerned. So this is our microphone for the day, so hopefully you're picking up the sound all right. Sorry.
No.
So you love London. And
I love London. Wifey loves London. She definitely wants to move here, and I'm going to give it some thought in the future.
Really?
Absolutely.
So it might be a thing.
It might be a thing in the future, yeah.
7th floor of Harrods? Is there a 7th floor?
You never know. Custom built.
They'll build one for you.
Custom built for Dua.
All right, so we're talking about Harrods. Have you been doing any shopping while you've been here?
I've done a lot of shopping. I have picked up a lot of.
Oh, I'm just going to do a Jeremy now and just move you back into frame.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, I'm not going to come behind you though. So
Okay.
all right.
That's cool. What was I saying?
So you've been doing some shopping.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of shopping. Picked up a lot of Harrods exclusives, a lot of Selfridges exclusives, and a few Fordham & Mason exclusives earlier today. I was actually at Fordham & Mason with Dan, Mr. Smelly, and we did some shopping.
You've been with Mr. Smelly today?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, I'd love to meet Mr.
Yeah,
Smelly.
Mr. Smelly's he's Mr. Smelly.
Maybe one day.
Very smelly person though.
Yeah, I get that.
Very smelly.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Good?
the name suits him. The name
Smells
suits him.
good?
The name definitely suits him. But yeah, no, we picked up a few Fordham & Mason exclusives.
Nice.
Really, really good stuff. London's been an absolute
For your
blast.
personal pleasure, but also, are we going to see some of those?
Stay tuned to FM.
Stay tuned to FM. We'll have all the Dua exclusive for you on here. So, next question. You search out a lot of hard to get hold of exclusives.
Yes.
Do you enjoy bringing these compositions to people that wouldn't get any other way of getting their nose on these exclusive compositions?
Yes, absolutely. That's the goal of Dua as a company, and my personal goal as well, you can call it, or a mission in my fragrance career, is to track down some of the most exclusive and hard to acquire fragrances on this planet, buy them, test them, remake them, and bring them to the average Joe.
Wow, I mean, I think there's definitely a place for that, isn't there? Because
absolutely,
smell and scent is such an amazing thing, and if some of the best compositions in the world are getting made and most people aren't getting to smell them, then
either
it's fantastic that you can bring them to the masses.
Either they cost too much, or they're super exclusive, or they're super limited. Our job is to track them down and bring them.
I love it.
People don't like us for that.
Exclusive scents.
Yes.
Like
People don't like us. Yeah. People don't like us for that, but it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll come to that in a little bit.
Okay.
So the next question is quite simply, how long have you been making perfume?
Professionally, 2.5 years. Personally, or 4.5, 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And has that been a big learning curve? From the first year that you started to where you are now, has there been a lot of absorbing of knowledge?
Absolutely. Even professionally, our first few fragrances under Dua, even they were just okay-ish. They were good, but they were okay. They weren't at the level they're at today. Obviously, a lot of learning involved, sleepless nights, a lot of patience, but we're getting there. We're
sleepless nights and kids in the equation as well.
Kids in the equation, 2 of them.
So you pretty much haven't slept for a few years.
Yeah,
I know the feeling when it comes to
my first
kids
day in
waking
London, I actually slept for 17 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
You look well rested, my friend.
I definitely am well rested after 17 hours of sleep. So.
Great. My next question is, I've got a friend who can read Arabic.
Okay.
And I showed him one of my Dua bottles, and it was Fortune actually, and he loved it. I thought it was amazing. I gave him a decant, which is why there's a big dent in that bottle. So he read the Arabic on the front.
The calligraphy?
And he said that the word is something that is said after prayer, and he pronounced it dua.
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 Right.
So how do you pronounce dua or dua?
Well, when we're generally talking, like when I'm talking to friends and family, we say dua fragrances because
Dua?
that's the way it's pronounced.
Okay.
But when pronouncing it for the masses, we call it dua because that's the way
Okay.
it's pronounced in English.
Okay. So there's a subtle difference. So it's dua.
Yeah,
And I've
so
said it a quick
basically
way, yeah,
I'll
not
show
dua,
you-
but dua.
If you see on the bottle,
Yeah.
you see that little curve?
Yeah. We're looking
You
at the Arabic text now on the
so
front.
you see that little hoop on the top?
Yeah.
That's the little hoop that does the dua.
So it goes dua.
Right,
Okay.
it's dua.
So we can say dua or dua.
Dua.
And you're happy with either, as
I'm
long
happy
as
with-
they're buying it.
As long as they're buying it and as long as it's dua or dua fragrances.
So this is a very important question that
Sure.
everyone will be dying to know. Have you been to any London boozers? Do you know what a London boozer is?
I do not.
It's a pub.
I haven't.
You've not been to a London
No,
pub?
I haven't been to a
because
pub.
you don't drink,
I don't
do you?
drink.
So yeah,
Absolutely,
I mean,
yeah.
you
It's a
can
big
go and
no-no.
have a lemonade, but you know, yeah.
Maybe we can go to one later.
Yeah, we you know what? We'll take Mahsam to a London boozer and we'll give him the experience. And
Absolutely.
he can have.
I'll have a lemonade or a Red Bull. I'll have a Red Bull.
A Red Bull. Yes.
Keep me awake.
Okay, you don't have to answer this one. I can understand if you don't want to. I'm just quite curious to know. So far, working for Dua, do you have a favourite fragrance that you've composed, or one that you're most proud of?
Yes, which will be. Can I name two?
Absolutely.
Number one will be Enchantment, which is an inspiration of a Roja Dove, A Midsummer Dream, which is a Selfridges exclusive.
Sure.
Reason being, that's my number one. It was a very hard fragrance to do. The LME resin and the benzoin in there was really hard to balance.
Okay.
So it was quite a challenge. And
Yeah.
Roja Dove, A Midsummer Dream, is my third favorite fragrance of all time. And my second favorite fragrance by Roja Dove.
Okay.
The second fragrance, which I take great pride in, is Royal Portugal, which is the Dua version of Creed Bois de Portugal. Reason being
Yep.
is Creed Bois de Portugal is my number one fragrance of all time, my signature scent, and since it's been discontinued, I own like over 10 back of
I
bottles.
love Bois de Portugal. It's a gorgeous.
Absolutely
scent.
one of the best
Fantastic.
fragrances in modern perfumery.
Yeah. There's a certain someone who also has a YouTube channel. I think he's called Mr. Smell or something like that.
Oh, the smelly guy?
79? I don't know.
the smelly dude.
The smelly dude. Anyway, so we know he loves that fragrance, and what I love about it is that it smells old school, but it doesn't smell like it's outdated. It smells like
Absolutely
it very much got a place in the world of modern perfumery
I
as
think-
well, and it's a timeless classic as far
Exactly.
as I'm concerned.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say that. I think it's a timeless classic. It always will be. It'll never be outdated because it was not the first fragrance that, defined masculinity, but it was definitely one of the first fragrances that took that traditional old school masculine genre fragrances to the next level.
Yeah.
It was definitely Bois de Portugal, in my opinion, and I'm sure many will agree to that if you're a fan of Bois de Portugal, nothing can replace that scent.
It's an amazing scent. Yeah, Bois de
Absolutely.
Portugal and Royal Mayfair.
Royal
are
Mayfair.
amazing Creed scents there too.
Royal
My favourite
Mayfair, it's a
Creed
little hit or miss for me.
Okay.
I prefer Windsor, which was its predecessor.
Yes, I would love to have smelled Windsor because I believe it's a reformulation of the
It's,
Windsor fragrance,
correct,
isn't it?
correct.
Yeah.
Royal Mayfair is a reformulation of Windsor.
Yeah.
I own around 1 ml. I still need to track down a little bit more for my personal collection.
Okay.
And
one
for
ml.
what-
Do you want to share half of that?
Sure, absolutely. I'll send it to you.
Absolutely, brilliant. Yeah. Yes. How do you decide whether you exactly try to replicate a scent completely, or whether you like to add your own twist on it, like you've done with Supernova, because it's not an exact copy of Elysium, Rose's
Right.
Elysium. You put your own twist on it.
Right. Tough question. I'm gonna think on it for a second.
Okay, yeah,
but
no
I
problem.
would say that if a fragrance is already very strong,
Yeah.
then we just go after trying to get inspired and do a version as close to the original as possible.
Okay.
Now, in some scenarios, let's take Le Labo Bergamot 22, for example. We have a version of that.
Yeah.
Such a soft fragrance, very subtle. For fragrances like those that are very subtle, we really have to get in there and like rework the pyramid and change things here and there
Okay.
in order to get it, not beast mode, but in order to make it last longer, project more. So that's where we decide, what we're going to do with the fragrance and
Yeah.
what direction we're going to take in order to
Okay.
get inspired. Now with Rosette of Elysium, the reason we did a hybrid was because the cologne perfume, which is the blue bottle, has a very fresh, vibrant opening, but it lacks the depthness because it doesn't have the ambergris that the pure perfume version
Yes.
has. So
Yeah.
I own both.
I found it quite a light-ish scent.
Right, right,
In terms of its
right,
performance,
right.
Elysium, yeah.
So what we wanted to do there was, I was like, instead of doing two separate fragrances, one we do a Supernova cologne or a Supernova pure perfume. I was like, well, let's take the best of both worlds,
Yeah.
put them into one, and see how it turns out. And I think we did a splendid job on that one.
So you think Rosia did a good job, but you thought you could make it better?
Oh no, absolutely not.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, no,
I would never know. I would never think you would think that.
No.
I'm just messing.
Roja's, he's a
genius.
different category.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
only wish I can
Yeah.
be 1% of what he is,
Yeah.
obviously. But no, he.
I love. I've not smelled that many roses actually, but
Okay.
Enigma is one of my favourites. Of
I know,
all
I
time.
have seen
I
you do that,
love
yeah.
Enigma.
Yeah.
I find that fragrance just so intoxicating.
It is a very good fragrance. It changed the boozy tobacco genre fragrances
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
It's like the pinnacle of a boozy, cognac-y
Yeah.
tobacco
Smooth,
blend.
so smooth.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Very elegant.
Absolutely, elegant is
Yeah.
the key word. Absolutely. A lot of people can be against cloning. Now I know you do your some originals
Mm-hmm.
as well. Cloning is just something that you do, and some people are very much against that. Can you see their point of view?
I definitely see their point of view. And I appreciate their point of view. But to that point, I'll say what I always say is that my goal is not to take them or like take on them and like not have them smell exclusive, but rather my point or my goal is to really bring those exclusive fragrances that, an average Joe, speaking realistically, an average Joe
Yeah.
may never sniff it,
Yeah.
right? Like for example, a few of the Harrods exclusives I picked up,
Yeah.
you can only get it in Harrods. They're limited. Harrods doesn't even ship outside London. You have to fly here, go to Harrods, buy it, 600-700 pounds.
Yeah.
Then you have to pay duty when taking it back home. So
Yeah.
an average Joe may never go through all those hoops in order to even get it. And that's my goal, that I will do that job and I will bring a similar scent
Yeah.
to the masses so that
Yeah.
everyone can experience just what exclusivity and such high dollar value or such highly well done fragrances actually smell like.
Yeah, because scent is just so intoxicating and it's so transportative as well. And if people aren't getting the opportunity to go on that journey with those amazing fragrances, then you're helping to provide.
That's the goal.
I've got a similar take to you. I agree with that. I think there's a place for originals. For example, I would love a bottle of Enigma in my collection
Absolutely.
because I have a collection and I'd like that bottle.
Correct.
And I don't think it's been cloned by any clone house bang on perfectly.
Agreed.
And I quite like that. For example, I love An Evening with the Mobster. Very wearable scent. I really like it a lot. To me, I would wear it as well as Enigma. It wouldn't replace Enigma. There's a place for both.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually have a spectrum of customers that are now being built since we've been doing all of these. They own the original. And they also buy the duo version just so they can smell like $1,000 fragrance without having to worry about their juice level going low, and they can smell like $1,000 fragrance every day.
Absolutely.
It's not it, but it's something very, very close. And again, one thing I always say, we never cut corners on ingredients. The ingredients that are in the original, you're going to find them in the duo. We never cut corners on ingredients. So, you get $1,000 fragrance, a similar smell for $60, $65. You can smell like your $1,000 fragrance every day now without having to worry about buying another bottle because of it discontinued or exactly. And then that can be used for special occasions.
Exactly my take on it. Special occasions, and then if you want to just wear it
casually every day. Doing your daily routines, office.
Near enough to the same experience, without draining that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great. Glad we're on the same page. Nearly to the end. So. Can you tell us about any Duo releases that are coming out this year that you're particularly excited about? If there's not one you can single out, it's
no. I'll single one out, which I'm really excited about. It's an Aventus clone. inspired expression.
Has anyone
Aventus?
tried Aventus?
Seriously, have you ever tried Aventus?
I've never tried Aventus, so I must try that one day.
Sure.
Yeah? I'll try yours first.
Absolutely. So that one is, we're actually aiming to recreate the last Holy Grail batch of Aventus, which was 13Z01.
Yes.
It was before the 2014 IFRA reform that hit every single fragrance almost.
So more birch, more smoky.
13Z01 is actually the final batch of Aventus that actually blended the right level of birch, the right level of smoke, the right level of blackcurrant, pineapple, and the red apple, and the blackcurrant.
So the best balance of all the.
So it was the last one that's considered like the last Holy Grail, perfectly balanced batch that came out. Obviously, you can't get it no more, but even if you come around it, it fetches $10, $11 a mil. So we're really focusing on recapturing that experience that 13Z01 provided. So I'm really excited about that one. That's one of them. Another one that I would say is I recently picked up a fragrance here in Harrods. I think you smelled it earlier today with me. My opinion, I'm not going to say the name of the fragrance, just in respect to the owners of the brand. In my experience, it's the best citrus fragrance
in the world.
In the world, absolutely. It blew my socks off, and just thinking about doing that one has really pumped. Has me really pumped. So another one that has me really excited.
So when Dua release a fragrance called the best citrus in the world, and you'll know which one. You'll know
which one it was. Absolutely, yes.
This is the most important question of all of them, and this is the one we're going to end on. Which is your favourite fragrance review YouTube channel? Based in the north of England, and the reviewer lives in York.
FRAG-MENTAL.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
No way, man.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
That means a lot.
Thank you.
And
I mean that.
I do. This guy's pretty sincere. I can tell he means that. Look, this guy is genuine. So that's about it, guys. I'd just like to thank Mahsam for coming on FRAG-MENTAL.
Thanks for having me.
No,
it really means a lot. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming on. We're here in London.
Sorry to interrupt. You don't happen to know the way to Harrods, do you?
It's somewhere down there.
That way?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Please move
Thanks
along.
Very much.
All right,
cheers. Thanks.
Okay.
Was it just me, or did it just get really smelly in here?
Really smelly.
Oh my God.
Did he seem familiar?
He did. Who was that?
I don't know.
It was really smelly though. My God.
It didn't look like he lived in any of these houses around here.
We need to spray some fortune after this.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay, so guys, if you've got any comments, leave those down below. I'd love to hear what you've got to say. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Just here.
Ding!
Just like Mahsam did. And until next time, keep tuning into FM and keep feeling good.
Keep smelling good.
Yes!
Yes.